Guys, so I'm going to tell you why I think university and secondary school and the education system in general are a waste of time. Now, here's my reasons. Okay, I was in the education system for 17 years, and I feel like I got nothing out of it. And that's not this. I did try. Okay, now primary school, I didn't really try. I didn't make much of an effort. But then again, I'm so young. I feel like when you're that young, it's really the teacher's responsibility to sort of make you do the work. But my teachers were too permissive to do that. Secondary school, I did start to make an effort. Um, and I still did poorly. I still did poorly. I didn't go to not university, but like I did like a level 5 PLC course after that. Not because I wanted to, because my parents sort of forced me to. Or like I was threatened to get kicked out of the house if I didn't go to further education, which I think was very stupid. I think working a job should have been an option. But anyway, so here's the thing. Okay, so I did an IQ test when I was in. I'm trying to move that chair get out of the way. Right, so I did an IQ test when I was 17, my last year of school. I got 70, which means I was borderline retired. Okay, so does that sound good to you? No, it doesn't sound good to me. Um, so yeah, look, I wasn't smart enough to go to further education. In fact, I was hardly even smart enough to work a dead end job. Yeah, but they still force you down that path, saying, "Oh, you need to go to university and stuff like that," and it's everyone goes, all right, and it's very much a one size fits all. I don't think personally, I think you should be smarter than average if you want to go to university. Okay, most people just shouldn't go. That's the honest truth. Um, so yeah. Anyway, so here's the problem. Okay, so what do you do when you're in secondary school? Right, you go into class, you sit down, you listen to a teacher, yap yap yap, and you sort of fall asleep. Like, how much of that do you actually learn? I mean, I don't know about you. Maybe you're different, but I learned hardly anything from sitting there for hour after hour listening to teachers shite on all day, and I was like, ugh. And yeah, I didn't really get much out of it. Like, I was just bored shitless the whole time. I hated it. I dreaded it. Okay, and it made me. That's one thing why. That's one reason I was afraid of getting a job and going into the workforce, because I was like, geez, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be as boring as school. I am in the workforce, and personally, I think it's a lot better than school, to be honest. Um, and that's just the way it is. It's boring. That's the thing. You sit there in class all day, you do nothing, listening to fucking teachers, and you're pretty much just wasting your time, not learning anything, not gaining any information, not improving yourself intellectually, and then you go home and you have to study for hours. And that's the thing. I think you learn too much. Um, I actually think we should do less. All right. Now when I was in third year, leading up to the junior cert, my principal wrote a letter home, saying that, oh, students now, because we're only a couple of months away from the almighty junior cert, which is so important. Students should be studying 5 to 6 hours a day on days that they're not in school. And I read that, and I was like, no way, that's stupid. You can't study that much. That's impossible. But anyway, so my parents said, no, no, that's what it takes. If you want to do it on the junior cert, that's what you have to do. And yeah, I actually believed them. I actually did that. So I was probably studying maybe 2.5 hours a day on a school day and 5 hours on a non-school day. Yeah, it was very painful. I got massive migraines. Like, I think for the whole summer holidays I had migraines. It just wouldn't go away. It was horrible. And for what? Just for mediocre grades, okay? And I believe that. I skipped fourth year, and I did that same amount of studying for fifth year. But sort of towards the end of that year, I kind of gave up. I was like, nah, this is too much work. It's just too painful for too little reward. And I said to myself, right, if this is what it takes to be successful, I don't want to be successful. So I could just work at McDonald's or Tesco or KFC. And yeah, and my dad was very aggressive and abusive, screaming and shouting at me because I wouldn't study and stuff like that, and we had all kinds of rows and arguments, and because he believes studying is everything. Because he's a narcissist, he wants me to make him look good, and if you can't make him look good, then well, he gets very angry. So That's the thing, and I did that for many years, and so yeah, I went to college or level 5 course for 3 years. In fact, I'm gonna sit down here. So yeah, wasn't um yeah, I went to college for 3 years, hated it, had no enthusiasm, only went because my parents threatened to kick me out if I didn't go. Um, and anyway, so got to a point where I went to uh so yeah, I finished after 3 years, and I was unemployed for a good year after that, and eventually after a year, 2019, I got a job at McDonald's, the local McDonald's from where I was living in Carrick Mines, and yeah, it was very difficult. It was very mentally head wrecking trying to work at McDonald's. I was there a year and 9 months. I could only get the hang of like two different stations when there's like eight stations. And everyone and the people there who go to university, they say they found it easy. For them, McDonald's was easy. It was actually boring, and I couldn't get my head around how how could you find working at McDonald's boring and easy? I was like, for me, it's really head wrecking. And after every shift, I get migraines, headaches, and I'd be looking forward to the next day off to let my brain recover. Okay, so does that sound like I'm an intellectual? Does that sound like I'm a university material? I don't think so. So you know, um, but lately, last few months, I've been studying. I was reading for half an hour a day. Or at the moment, like what I do today is I'd make like a 10-minute YouTube video, and I'd read for 20 minutes. I'm just doing that to improve my YouTubing skills, and improve my intellectual abilities. Because I want to work my way up in the corporate ladder, do something a little bit more interesting. But I have to improve my brain power first. And yeah, I find McDonald's easier. I'm able to do stations I wasn't able to work on before. I've definitely improved my brain power. If you just look at my video today compared to say 6 months ago, I'm sure you'll notice a big difference. Okay, so yeah, that's the thing. By studying for 30 minutes a day, I seem to improve my brain quite a lot in a short period of time. But when I was in school, they say study 5 to 6 hours a day. I don't know how people do that. Yeah, I understand some people do that, but not everyone can do it. I can't do it. Personally, I think when it comes to studying and improving your brain power, you need to treat it like an individual. Don't just follow one size fits all approach. How much can you handle? And that's what I was doing. I tried to start improving my brain around November. I was very that was a very experimental time. So I was reading for an hour and a half a day, and yeah, I made progress for a little while. Then I burnt out, and then I cut down to an hour. Same thing happened. I kept cutting down until eventually I found out that 30 minutes per day is the sustainable approach for me. Okay, so yeah, look, um, I feel like after having spent so many years in education, private schools from the age of 4, I feel like I should be able to work a job at McDonald's without my head being wrecked about going home with migraines. you know, but I'm improving now, so um, really, like I found it's very easy to educate yourself. It's very easy to improve your brain power. It doesn't take hours and hours and hours. The school system fools you into thinking that you have to spend hours and hours and hours at it. You spend small amounts of time at it. Um, so I think I'm running out of things to say. So yeah, that's why I think university and school is a waste of time. Also, when you're in university, you pay big money to go. It's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. It's really expensive. Now I went to like level 5 courses, which were cheap enough, like 700 to 800 euro per year. I think for like for like level 8 for like UC course, like in places like UC, NUI Maynooth, NUI Galway, University College Cork, those kind of places, you pay like, was it 7 or 8 grand a year, and that's Ireland. That's cheap compared to fucking America. It's like what, 30 grand a year or something. And students go into debt and they have to pay it back, and a lot of them they can't even get a job in their chosen fields. So yeah, it's really bad idea to go to university. I wouldn't recommend it, to be honest. Unless someone's paying for you to go and you're just very smart, you're able to study for hours every day, unlike me, then yeah, go for it. But for anything like me, don't go. Okay. Work a job and maybe just do a little bit of a brain training time outside of it, like read for half an hour a day, like I do, or maybe you're smarter than me, maybe you can do more than that. Um, so yeah. Is there anything else I can say? No, we reached 10 minutes, so I think we'll just call it a day there.